Hey guys, Sparksman here, and today is my part 2 review for my Roku 3. It's been a week now since I called my cable company and told them that I'm disconnecting my service because I wasn't happy. I was paying too much. I believe I was paying $40 a month for 18 channels, and I'm not getting any good channels at all except for cartoon shows, which because of my kid likes to watch cartoons. Anyhow, as for Roku 3, it is the interface, and by the way, this is the remote. I love this remote. I tell you that right now because there's a headphone jack, as you can see there, and if you're watching TV shows at night or a movie and you don't want to disturb anybody, just simply plug in a headphone there and you're good to go. You don't need to, wake up other people. Anyhow, so there's the home screen for Roku 3, and that's the box that I have right there. Small little box. I'm connecting it via HDMI, as you can see over there, and via Wi-Fi. And the best part about this in terms of Wi-Fi speed is pretty decent. It supports both wireless 2.4 gigahertz and wireless 5 gigahertz. So what I did with mine is I connected it to my 5 gigahertz. So yeah, as for the home interface, it's pretty easy to navigate. This remote is very good, and the system itself is very responsive. I don't see any lag whatsoever. These are the channels that I got. If you want to add certain channels, you can definitely do so. It's easy. You can just log into your Roku account and pick the channels you want. One thing I do reiterate though is the reason why I was getting all these channels is because I have to configure my network settings for this. I'm outside the United States, I'm in Canada, and unfortunately, probably because of some sort of jurisdiction, we're not allowed to get the good channels, or what people say, good stuff, out of Roku box. So what you need to do is you would have to point the network to a different DNS and be able to sign up in Roku website that the Roku website detects that you're in the States. So that's something you might have to do a little bit of a search in the internet to figure that out. It's not hard at all. There's a lot of different websites such as US Unblock, allows you to set your DNS to states, so that when Roku do a region check, it thinks that you're in the United States, so it allows you to see all these channels. So anyhow, for the channels itself, like what I said, my kid likes to watch cartoons, and these are few of the channels that I have for free, and I like PBS because they're good. As you can see here, I can show you. So these are the shows that's available in PBS Kids. For example, it's right there. As long as you have a fast internet speed, I think you should be 25 megabit, and that's pretty decent. I'm still watching Netflix at the same time, basically streaming other videos on my other device, and it's not lagging at all. So as you can see, that's pretty decent quality, and there's a lot of shows available for free Roku that you can. And PBS Kids is one of them. Another channel that I like is Nickelodeon. The only thing that I notice about Nickelodeon is that watch some you would commercials have to in between shows, and like what I said, there's still a lot of good shows here for kids. These are free, by the way. You don't even need to subscribe. What I did in my case is I ended up subscribing to Netflix for 1 month free. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any good shows, which I'm going to show later. And for example, I'm going to watch this in Nickelodeon, and as you can see, that's the commercial that you would have to watch. Some of them are 20 seconds, some of them are 30 seconds. The longest one I've seen is 40 seconds, but they do show before you watch the cartoon show you want to see. And yeah, this is one of the commercials that you could see. So anyhow, there I skipped the commercial. So this is what you would get, and this is the quality of the show, and it's really amazing because you can set Roku for 1080p. Quality of the shows, by the way, is so much better than what I was getting in cable, so definitely it's a plus. I do recommend getting this box. I actually picking between Roku 3 and Apple TV, and I like Roku 3 because there's a lot of free content in Roku compared to Apple TV. So I will show you now what I would have in Netflix, because a lot of people were asking, oh, what kind of Netflix shows would you get? And like what I said, I configure my network for this. Otherwise, it won't show all the shows that they have available in the States. I have some friends who said that they didn't bother configuring their network, and they still ended up getting pretty good, decent shows. I noticed for Netflix they have much better shows in terms of quantity and titles as well for cartoons for kids. Best part about this Netflix is that you can profile is either for you or for your kids. If it's set for kids, basically the kids shows will only show up, as you can see here. There you go. So they're divided in different genre, and there's comedies, sports, Showtime, there's adventures. There's a lot of TV shows here for kids, and like I said, the profile is set for kids, so they're basically just going to see all kid shows. If you want to switch to normal content, what you need to do is Netflix, switch your profile, and it will show all the contents for Netflix. So you can see, there you go. So it is more like for adult, that's what I set it for, or basically no filter. You will see all the shows, all the TV dramas, action adventure show, movies. Like I said, there's a lot, and different packages for Netflix. I believe there's $7.99, there's $8.99, and $10.99. And what I did was I subscribed for the $8.99 because it gives you 2 devices and plus HD show. The $7.99 doesn't allow you to do that, and it only gives you 1 device to run at this one time, and it doesn't include all HD shows. So as you can see, there's a lot of TV shows or movies. Like what I mentioned earlier, you would have to have your network settings configured so that your DNS settings are pointed in the United States, otherwise it's not going to work properly for you. Anyhow, aside from other things that I like for Roku 3, I do like how this remote is very simple, although it's kind of funny looking compared to other box out there. Like the Apple TV remote is much cooler, but the difference about this is that you can listen to your streaming shows here, and it runs off Bluetooth connection, so you can control your Roku, and it doesn't matter where you're pointing the device to. Also, it has HDMI connection at the back, which is amazing because most TVs these days have HDMI. It has a micro SD slot. You also have a USB connection here, and you can either connect this via Ethernet port, or you can connect it via your Wi-Fi, which I put Wi-Fi because less wires, I like it, and plus I have a decent connection anyways. My router is pretty good, so I'm good to go. Anyhow, so my overall experience with Roku 3 has been amazing so far. It's been a week, and I believe it's going to be great moving forward. As for subscription, like what I said, you don't need to subscribe, but if you want to access a lot better contents, you might end up subscribing to Netflix or Hulu Plus. There's a lot more. I'd say do your research, take your pick. I believe I might end up keeping Netflix, but if I'm not using it more, then I'll probably just cancel it, because aside from this, you can add more channels. These are the ones that I have. I only had 29. Like for example, I have this MKV stream, and it's just, you know, like simple shows that people put, and for example, like watching Next Stop, because it's about traveling, and it shows you about, you know, review. The quality of the shows here is amazing, so I do recommend you get Roku 3. I'd say because it's a lot better. It has more features. One thing I have to reiterate again, make sure you read on it how to set up your network settings, because where a lot of frustrations are coming from a lot of people, because they don't know how to configure your network settings. You're not gonna get like a good experience like what I got from Roku so far. So anyhow, here is that's my quick review of Roku 3. If you ask me what's my rating on this box, if I can give it 11 out of 10, I'll definitely do, but I'll definitely give it 10 out of 10. It's because it's simplicity, it's, you know, it's very usable, it's user-friendly interface-wise, and it's money-saving device. It's not hard to configure at all. So it's something you want to consider doing. Read on it, because it took me at least 2 weeks to decide. I wasn't sure what kind of experience I'm getting, but I looked online. A lot of people are telling me their experience has been amazing. It's saved them a lot of money. I know you can subscribe to like channels like Netflix and Hulu Plus, and Netflix just, you know, gives me that freedom. It gives me so much shows that, you know, I've never seen before, actually, to be honest with you. And as you can see here again, like, these are all the shows available. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. I'll be willing to help you out. I would love to go through in detail in terms of like network settings, but there's a lot into it. in terms of like, picking the right DNS provider and stuff like that. So everything is available online. Just search it. Google will be your best friend. So far, I'm happy with the results that I got. Cutting my cable and switching to Roku 3. Hopefully, a lot of people follow through, because literally we're getting ripped off every time. We're paying too much for TV shows that shouldn't cost that much anyways. So hopefully you like my quick review. Like what I said, if you have any questions or concerns, or if you need any help in regards to setting up your Roku 3 box, I will try to help you out as much as possible. So far, my review with this Roku 3, I'd say it's 10 out of 10. It's definitely a must. It's something I do recommend.